sequence diagram. We've already covered class diagram, ER model, use case diagram as well. Let's start with the sequence diagram today. Basically, sequence diagrams is used in a system to show the different sequence or events that's occurring in your particular system. Okay. Now, when you're talking about a system of suppose a bank. So yesterday we learned in a use case diagram that a bank may have different events, right? So first, suppose the person may log in into a bank, then the person may have transaction, okay, and that after that transaction maybe he has an update to his particular account. So there are different events that happens in your entire system. So basically, with the help of this model, we show a sequence of events for your particular system that's working. Okay, there are different components that's covered for it. Let's go one by one for that. So basically, if I talk about the different components that are present here is the first one that you've also seen the thing that is used in your this symbol is also used in your use case diagram. Okay, this could be any external part to your particular system. It's again an actor that has been used. An external part that is giving some inputs to your particular system, okay, or the process that is taking place in your system. And then you have different components for your systems. Let's take this example for an ATM. So suppose if I have an ATM, a bank server and a bank account, this is the three components that I decide for the sequence diagram, okay, or basically for the events that's occurring. How it works, let's see to it one by one. Okay, these dotted lines are known as your lifelines. We'll go one by one. So basically, we have an actor. Now, suppose if you see something that's in gray behind, this is your ATM machine. Okay, you have your bank server, and then you have your bank account, and this is your actor. Okay, after this, let's start with the sequence in which your system basically works. So what happens basically when I go to an ATM, this is your actor. Okay, so this is an external part of a system and these are your lifelines. Now the actor came to use the system where a process will take place. Okay, the actor will firstly do what? It will insert a card, right? So basically, it is requesting for something. That's why you may draw this straight line with an arrow. Okay, so whenever you are sending a request message, you send it in the form of straight line. So there's an actor who have inserted a card into an ATM. What next? अब हमने कार्ड इंसर्ट कर दिया, राइट? तो नेक्स्ट क्या होता है, हमारा जो card details hai, okay, that will get verified, basically the pin that I enter. So there would be verification. So after I insert a card, the ATM will send a message or request with a message. Okay, this is a message, this is a request message sent to the bank server to verify this particular card or the pin that the person or the actor has given as an input. Okay, so over here, the bank server will verify the card. Suppose if the PIN is okay, it will reply saying that the PIN has been verified and the card is okay. So the reply message, if you see here, is given in dotted lines with an arrow. The request messages are given with a straight line and an arrow, and the reply messages are given in the dotted lines with the arrow. After this, ATM will request the actor because the card is verified now. Okay. After this, the ATM will request to the actor saying that send me your PIN now. Okay, your card has been verified. You have a genuine card, right? Now you have it will request the user to enter its PIN. Suppose when I choose saving accounts, my card has been verified and then it will request for PIN. Now the user may enter PIN here. Okay. So you will see there is this box that has been drawn. Basically, this box is through your Lucid chat. Okay, this interface is a lucid chart that's there. This helps you to draw. It has different components here, okay? And this gives you an alternative. Suppose now when the actor inserted the card, okay, there are two ways. One is the card is valid, the other it is invalid. So I have alternative actions taking place for the same event. There's one event जिसके ऊपर ऑल्टरनेटिव एक्शन हो सकते हैं. अगर वेरीफाई करने के बाद कार्ड इज करेक्ट, इट विल से कार्ड ओके, बट इफ इट इज नॉट वैलिड, then it will say it is card invalid, and it will not ask for request, or it may not request for the user to enter the pin. The thing would be, it will tell that eject your card because your card is not valid, right? So basically this box is used to put if and else condition, okay, to put an alternative to your particular event that is taking place. So for one event, there could be two actions as an alternative. So whichever would happen in the first go, it would request a pin if it's valid, and the second go, it would tell them to eject the card if the card is invalid. Okay, so this is your first event. Moving on. Now the user has requested for the verification and the ATM has requested back for the pin. Okay, let's move on. Now the user is entering the pin, right? It is a reply message to this request, right? That's it showed in dotted. ATM has requested for a pin here, and the actor has given a response to this particular pin. That's why it's in dotted lines. Okay, now ATM will send a request to the bank server, so it's a straight line saying to verify the pin. Okay, if the pin is okay, the request amount would be asked by the actor. So the actor has to enter the amount that it wants to withdraw. Okay, so over here, if the pin is okay, the amount would be requested. If the pin is invalid, it has to eject the card. So basically यहाँ पे भी क्या आया, हमारा if else का condition आया. Basically there is an alternative here. So I have two alternatives. If the pin is verified and it is valid, okay, I have to request for the amount the actor has to withdraw. If the pin is invalid, I have to tell them to eject their card and start with another transaction. Okay, so basically this was the first event, okay, that took place on which I have two actions. This is my second event that took place on which I have two actions that could be taken. Let's move on further. Now, जो request ATM ने actor के पास भेजा था to enter the amount, उस पे actor ने respond किया saying amount entered. Okay, now ATM will start the transaction and go to your bank server. Now transaction we have to do. That means the amount, the money comes into picture. So now we have to visit our third entity, basically our third object, okay, in our system, that is your bank, right? So now firstly we have to check the bank server checks if the person have sufficient funds or no. अगर यूजर ने 10,000 एंटर किया है, the bank server will check if he has 10,000 in his account or no. Now if it has sufficient funds, वो बैंक से check करेगा. Okay, so the bank will reply to the server कि okay, funds are okay and they are sufficient. If that message reaches your server, the server will say withdraw the amount then, and then the withdraw goes successful. अगर withdraw बैंक की तरफ से successful हो गया, हमारा जो transaction है that is completed and the money is being dispersed to the user. So you will have the user message here, basically जो भी अमाउंट बैंक से आया है वो यूजर को यहाँ पे मिल जाएगा. ओके, अब ये जो इवेंट है जहाँ पे यूजर ने अमाउंट एंटर किया है, दिस विल ऑल्सो हैव टू एक्शन. एज आई सेड, द फर्स्ट एक्शन, इफ द अमाउंट इज सफिशिएंट, द मनी वुड बी गिवन अवे, and if the amount is insufficient, okay, the transaction would go unsuccessful, right? Insufficient fund बोलेगा और ये transaction unsuccessful हो जाएगा, and then the actor would be given a message to eject the card. So basically these are the three sequence of events that happened. सबसे पहला यूजर का कार्ड वेरीफाई हुआ, राइट? उसके बाद उनसे पिन लिया गया, उसके बाद अमाउंट एंटर कराया गया, balance check किया गया and the amount was out, and if not they have been telling them to eject the card. Okay, so basically looking at the diagram, I understand what is the sequence of events that has happened into my particular system. Okay, that's the reason why you draw this model. Fine. Now, moving on to the next thing that is there in this diagram is, as I told you, this dotted lines is your lifeline. Okay, these dotted lines that you see, okay, is the lifeline. Basically, how long a particular component or an object is being live in the sequence of events. So if you see here, this is basically called as activation tabs. The thing that you see in your blue color and your green color, this is known as activation tabs, kids. Now this is an ATM, right? तो ATM फर्स्ट मैसेज से ही एक्टिव हो गया था, ये उसका लाइफलाइन है, राइट? एटीएम कब से काम करना चालू कर दिया? जब से फर्स्ट मैसेज आया था टिल द एंड मैसेज, तो इसका एक्टिवेशन टाइम क्या है? इतना. So that you denote in this box of any color you want to. Then you have second come little below than this because it came into picture in second message, right? So just because it came into picture in the second message, okay, the activation tab starts a little below than this, okay, and it ends where? Till transaction unsuccessful. For the last message, this had no work. So in your lifeline, it was active from your second message to your second last message sent. Okay, so this is an activation tab for that. Now this is your third part, right? So if you talk about your third part here, the bank account as an object or a component came into picture when the funds were to be checked. That means in this message, right? And during the transaction it was live and it ended till the second last message of transaction or insufficient fund. And so this would be active only for this much time. And this is what our activation tab basically denotes. This is all for your sequence diagram. Okay, this is all the basics that we could cover according to our syllabus. Thank you, everybody.